Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I want to make a top 5 video for you guys. And on this video we're going to be focusing on top 5 myths that players believe. Now for a myth, what I'm talking about is something that many people believe and they think that it's true, but it's not. A widely held belief that is just false. And I'm going to explain in this video where these myths actually come from, why people believe them, and I'm also going to explain why they are false. So I hope that you guys enjoy the video. Let's get started. Starting off at number 5, for our first myth, we have the hanger business is useless. Now, a lot of people actually have this mindset. They seem to think that the hanger business is useless. While I would agree that the hanger business is one of the less profitable businesses in the game, I don't think that it's entirely useless, and I think that it can be useful in a different way. Now, the hanger business, the reason that people don't like this business and they very rarely use it, now there's no way to tell what business is used the least, but I can pretty much guarantee that it's the hanger business because I barely see anyone doing it. The reason that people don't do the hanger business and they really hate on the hanger business is because to make it profitable, you need people to help you. If you try doing it solo, you can only source one crate at a time, and the missions can take really long. You go across the map just for one crate, doing 50 missions to get it all full. That can take a really long time. However, though, if you have friends with you, especially if you know you're doing it with 4 people, you can get 4 crates at a time, and you can fill up the hanger business in around 3 to 4 hours. What you would do is you would get 4 crates, then you would help your friend get 4 crates, you could help another person get 4 crates, and you can go back and forth. The reason that people don't see it as a good business is because they're doing it solo. But if you have people to help you, it can be a pretty profitable business. Narcotics, chemical, and medical, those are the best crates to own, and they sell for $850,000 when you get 50 crates. And you get that in a full lobby, you get an extra $8,500 bonus per player, you get up to $1 million for selling 50 crates. So it is good money in a way. It's also double money a lot on the smuggler business. The only bad thing, like I said earlier, is that you need a lot of people to help you, and people don't have friends to help them. But the hanger business, despite people hating on it, it's a different kind of business. It's a team business. That's what it's useful in. If you don't have a team, though, it's not really going to be that profitable. But to say that it's a useless business, I would not agree with that statement at all. At number 4, we have 25% is a fair cut in heists, and we could also put 50-50 on here. Now, basically what this is, if you have ever, played Heist for a decent amount of time, you have experienced this probably at least one time, where you're hosting a finale, random joins in, demands 25% on the heist, or if you're doing a heist that can support 2 players, like the Doomsday Heist or even the new Casino Heist, you'll have people that'll come in, demand 50% if you're doing it with 2 people. And the reason that people think that it's a fair cut is because they say, oh, 25% for 4 people, everybody's getting the same cut, it's fair. Or they think 50-50 with 2 people, they think that that's fair. But it's actually not a fair cut. Now, me personally, I don't ask for high cuts. I take the lowest cut possible. And even here, I was hosting this heist, I took a 40% cut. I gave my friend 60% of it on here because, I got plenty of money in this game. I don't need that much more money. But the problem is that a lot of people that don't have a lot of money in this game, they will be hosting a heist, and when somebody comes in demanding 25% with 4 people, or they demand 50% with 2 people, the reason that it's not fair is because it's not fair to the host. The host has to pay a setup fee. That's why you see at the top of the screen that setup fee. It tells you how much the host paid for. And if the host paid for other things, like they paid for some of the prep missions, or if they paid for the clean vehicle, they paid for the gunman decoy, or even if they paid for the vehicle upgrades on the getaway vehicles, that's all money coming out of their pockets, not money coming out of that random player's pockets that's joining in on the finale. So the host should always take a higher cut to make it fair. I'm not saying the host should take an insanely high cut, but traditionally, on the older heist, if you're doing it with 4 people, host should take 40%. The people on the setups, they take 20% each. And this is fair because the host has to pay for the heist and the host doesn't get paid for setup missions. As for, the new casino heist, I think that if you're doing it with 2 people, I think the host should take at least 55% and give the second person 45% because they did pay for the heist. It is their heist after all. And it's also really annoying if you do all the setup missions and you do all the prep missions and then somebody comes in at the end. They didn't help with any of the prep missions. So let's say with the new casino heist, you did all the prep missions yourself solo, and somebody just joins in on your finale, demands 50%. You put all the work into the prep missions. They didn't help with that. The host should give himself a little bit more after that. It's not fair to the host. That person that's asking for the 50 and 25%, they're ripping off the host. And it's also not fair to the rest of the team if the rest of the team help with the prep missions and you're going to be giving that person an equal cut. If somebody comes into my heist and asks, can I please get 25%? I don't have that much money. I'll gladly give it to him. In fact, I give it to them most of the time. But if somebody comes into my heist and says to me, I demand 25%, they're not getting it. I'll just give it to another one of my friends. I don't need it myself. It's just annoying. And even if I join in on a casino heist and I get 15%, that's like around $200,000 just for playing one mission. In this case right here, I got $700,000 for getting a 40% cut on a finale. Now, this is my own heist. I chose to give my friend 60%, but if I was to join in on a finale and I got 40%, $700,000 for just doing one mission, I wouldn't be complaining. That's really good. I don't know how somebody can possibly demand 50% for just joining in right at the end, not helping with the other heist preps. Now, I'm not saying the host should take an insanely high cut, but they should always give themselves a little bit more just to cover the difference on what they invested into the heist. Moving on to number 3, we have another myth, which is buying supplies is a waste of money. Now, there is so many people out there that I've seen where they still steal supplies, even though, the Bikers update has been out for over 3 years now, and, gun running has been out for over 2.5 years. I still see plenty of people stealing supplies instead of buying supplies, and they always say the same thing to me. Well, most of the time they say the same thing, which is that stealing supplies is free. Buying supplies, you're paying for it, so it would be better to steal supplies. What these people aren't thinking about is they're not thinking about the time it takes to do these resupply missions. Take a look at this, for instance. I did a resupply mission for my counterfeit cash business. Just to show you guys on this video, I normally buy supplies. But look, I go across the map. I went for my arcade business, so I wasn't that far. But if I started this for my counterfeit cash business, I'd have to go all the way from Sandy Shores to the bottom of the city here. I fight a ton of enemies, drop a flare here, wait for the crate to spawn, then I gotta take it all the way back to my MC business. And what do I get for all that effort? I only get 1 bar of supplies. That's right, only 1 bar of supplies. It's an absolute waste of time. The advantage of buying supplies is for the best MC businesses, weed, counterfeit cash, meth, coke, and also we'll add the bunker into this as well. You can buy supplies for those 5 good businesses, and they will be delivered within 10 minutes. And with the new arcade business and the master control terminal, you can buy this right away. They'll all be delivered. Now, it'll cost $75,000 for a full batch of supplies, but the advantage of that is that all 5 of those batches are delivered, and they're all producing. All businesses are producing at once. They're maxed out on supplies, and in the meantime, you can do other activities. Like here, I'm doing crates. While my businesses, they have had supplies delivered, they're all producing, and then 2 hours later, I'll go and I'll buy supplies for all the businesses again, and I'll keep doing crates, or I could do the heist preps. I could do so many other things in between. Other businesses, I could source top-range cars for import-export. There's so many activities I can do, VIP work, client jobs, while my businesses are producing. If I was to steal supplies, I would have to continuously steal supplies for each individual business and just waste so much time on it. And with buying supplies, I can save that time and put it towards other things. So in my opinion, it's always better to buy supplies. I've been buying supplies for years, and I've made plenty of money from these businesses. I know I'm going to have some people in the comments saying, but what if the business isn't upgraded? If the business isn't upgraded, then I recommend stealing supplies until you upgrade that business. Put the money that you make from that business into upgrading it. And then once all businesses are upgraded, at that point, buy supplies. And if you don't have money, that's understandable, steal some supplies, but always want to get a good sum of money, buy supplies, and then do other activities. It's much more effective than stealing supplies. At number 2, we have the 1-0 mindset, and I guess we could also put KDR into this, but there is so many people on this game, and the reason that people make fun of the whole 1-0 mindset is because there's actually people that believe this. There's people that joke about this, and there's people that troll about this, don't get me wrong, but there's actually people that believe in the 1-0 mindset, and what the 1-0 mindset basically is somebody kills you, you're minding your own business, they just blow you up out of nowhere, oftentimes something really stupid, like in this case, this was a few weeks ago, I was sourcing cargo, get blown up by an orbital cannon, and then they send you a message, 1-0, you got destroyed. At that point, when they get get that one lucky kill on you, they feel like they're better than you. They feel like they won the fight. They feel like you suck. They get that one lucky kill on you, and that's it. It's this one of the stupidest things that I've honestly ever seen. You get one kill on somebody, you just come out of nowhere, go after somebody that's not even fighting you, get a kill on them, and then act like you're someone better at the game. That's just so stupid. I've even had people orbital cannon me in the past, and then they send me a screenshot of them orbital cannoning me and say 1-0, you got destroyed, like somehow it takes skill to use an orbital cannon, or that I should somehow care. I actually told a guy once that I don't care, and then he got all upset. He started arguing with me, well, you should care, I blew you up, I'm better than you at this game, blah 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 this. It's just a waste of time. And as for KDR goes, I don't know how somebody could actually care about kill death ratio in this game. I've mentioned that in my pointless video, my top 5 pointless things. I'm not really going to talk much about KDR here, but I don't understand how somebody can just get one lucky kill on somebody and just actually care about it, act like they won the fight. It's just stupid. And the only people that actually care about it are the KD warriors. The people that actually get that one kill, those are the only people that care about it. Will you actually ever see somebody say, okay, you got me, 1-0, you're better than me? Do you actually ever see anybody say that? No, they always say you're stupid. That's the first thing that comes to my mind when somebody says 1-0. I just think that they're stupid. I don't think that they're better at the game or anything. And the number one myth on this list is the Oppressor Mark II is the best at everything. Now, the reason that I have chosen this as the number one myth is because this I've seen the most amount of people believing over all the other myths on this list. This is not limited to one specific player base. There is PvP players that believe the Oppressor Mark II is the best. There are grinders that believe it's the best at everything, and there's even new players, and there's so many other groups of players that believe the Oppressor Mark II is superior to everything else in the game, and they think that everything else sucks, and the Oppressor Mark II is the king of everything. And I will show you guys on this video 3 examples of where the Oppressor Mark II was not successful and other vehicles were actually better in this case. Take a look at this test right here. This was from, a few months back when I was doing the Oppressor and the Oppressor Mark II speed test, and there were so many people that were convinced that the Oppressor Mark II was faster than the Oppressor Mark I. If you boost on the highway, the Oppressor Mark I has a superior boost, and it will pass and catch up to the Oppressor Mark II easily. Even if the Oppressor Mark II is on the ground, hovering, or even if it's flying right above the highway, the Oppressor Mark I will catch up to it. Now, I will give it to the Oppressor Mark II that it would be better generally flying in the air. But as for boosting on the ground, the Oppressor Mark I is clearly the faster vehicle. And I've been selling businesses for many years now, and, ever since the Oppressor Mark II and we get a bag mission, I just take, the regular Oppressor, I just boost down the highway with it, and I get there oftentimes before the Oppressor Mark II users in my MC, and I've had people message me, how are you getting there faster than me? I'm on an Oppressor Mark II. This is the problem, is that people think the Oppressor Mark II is just superior, and they don't think anything about the Oppressor Mark I. And look, the Oppressor Mark II will be better in combat. I'll give it to it on that. It's better at a lot of things than other vehicles, but it's not the best vehicle in the game. Here, we have a second test. Now, in this test right here, this guy was trying to shoot me down in my Molotov. I was just flying around, minding my own business. He tried to shoot me down. You know what I did? Dodged every single one of his missiles. He had no missiles left. He only had 20 in there. Molotov had unlimited missiles. I went back at him, locked onto him, fired at him. He jumped off the Oppressor Mark II, and then I blew him up right there on the ground. Molotov defeated the Oppressor Mark II right there. And I'm pretty good with the Molotov. I'm pretty good with, jets like that, so I was able to defeat him. That's the thing with the Oppressor Mark II, is that people want to use it for everything, for transport, for combat. There's a lot of people that don't consider using other vehicles. And the third and final test right here is an air checkpoint test. This was from the video that I made when I was talking about why it's bad that people use only one type of vehicle. As you can see right here, everybody else, second, third, fourth place, they were all using Oppressor Mark IIs. I was pretty much the only person in this lobby that was using a plane. A plane would be better than the Oppressor Mark II in air checkpoints because it's faster, it's more agile, you're able to hit checkpoints faster. I got 71 checkpoints, so I doubled the score of second place, and the other people here, they were trying their best, but they were just no match for the speed of the road. But then the question is, why do so many people believe this myth, that the Oppressor Mark II is the best and everything else sucks? Why do people believe that? It's because they've gotten so used to the Oppressor Mark II, and the Oppressor Mark II is convenient to use. I will give it that. It's easy to spawn through the MC menu. It's very easy to get across the map. You can just fly over multiple surfaces. Its missiles are very are very useful. They lock on and hit the target almost all the time. It has countermeasures. It is useful. But then what happens is they keep using the same vehicle over and over and over again, and they don't give any other vehicle a chance. They get so used to it, and then in their minds, they become convinced that the Oppressor Mark II is the best at everything. And oftentimes, when you have these people that spam Oppressor Mark IIs in PvP, and they get blown up, and then they have to resort to another vehicle or defending themselves on ground, they're not that good because they've gotten so used to the Oppressor Mark II. This is why I think it's good that Rockstar put a 5-minute cooldown on the Oppressor Mark II, because it'll actually convince people to use a different vehicle for once. And I've even shown people the speed test. I've shown people these speed tests. I've shown people, videos where the Oppressor Mark II has been defeated, and people are just fully convinced in their mind, no, you manipulated the footage, no, you did this test unfairly, the Oppressor Mark II is faster, the Oppressor Mark II is better. They're just so convinced in their minds that the Oppressor Mark II is better than everything else. They won't give any other vehicle in the game a chance, and that's what I don't like about the Oppressor Mark II. It's just constantly abused, and people should really give another vehicle a chance. I mean, what fun it is it to just constantly use the same vehicle over and over again and not give vehicles another chance. And I'm not saying every Oppressor Mark II user is like this, but I've seen a lot of people that just believe this myth and all they use is the Oppressor Mark II, and I rarely see them use other vehicles. And that is pretty much it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like, and if you're new to my channel, enjoy my content, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.